Forget people who tell you that you cannot learn how to sell.
Your value increases when you add value to others.
Sales can be summed up into 3 words: patience, persistence, and perseverance. So here are my 7 steps that can make you successful in sales. The first step is to be authentic and be real. Just be yourself in the whole process of selling. When you're speaking to customers, when you're engaging with prospects, when you're networking with people, try to understand what is it that they want from you as a product or service, and try to also understand what problems they're trying to solve for them. The more you engage with people and the more you communicate with people and be yourself, that's when you'll really be able to establish a presence in the particular market or a presence in how you are actually going to sell. And along with being yourself, only focus on ethical selling. This will make selling so much easier and simpler for you because you're able to be yourself, you're able to express yourself, but also you don't have to consciously think about what you're selling and consciously think about saying things to convince someone. Rather, you're focusing in on really giving them value and inputs and helping them through that whole process to understand their needs and requirements and matching them with your product and solution. So that's where you will thrive as a salesperson because your personality comes out, as well as you're able to consciously do things the right way.
Sorry to interrupt you. We'll continue with this video shortly. Please do like, share, and subscribe to the channel.
And now for point number 2, only sell what you believe in. You will not be able to convince someone on a product or service that you yourself are contemplating whether it's useful or not. So try to break things down for prospects and try to make them understand how is it that you can help them. Draw a clear line between what you can deliver and the things you cannot deliver, the promises that you're going to make and the things that you will try to do to make their life easier. So you're having a clear communication and a transparent communication with the prospect to make them realize that you're actually there to help them out. And this sort of an approach will make sure that they understand that you as a salesperson are not just trying to sell a particular product or service, but you're actually on their side of helping them decide what's best for their needs and what will actually help them in their daily life or in the problem that you're trying to solve. And this will give you a better success rate in terms of closing deals and making sure that your customers stick with you for a long term. And for point number 3, use a style that works for you. Don't try to copy others. As salespeople, you'll go through a lot of trainings and you'll obviously consume a lot of content when it comes to sales material and so on, as well as read books or any content that you do consume. Don't try to copy the other person. No, nobody can tell you how to sell. Think about what will actually suit your style and the way that you will communicate. Take things that might work for you and implement that into your workflow and make things easier for yourself. I say this a lot of times, even in my training sessions. Don't try to copy my strategies or don't try to copy everything that I've talked about. Try to implement things that will work for you, and things that will not work for you, just trash it. It doesn't matter. You don't have to follow everything everyone says around you. Don't try to be someone that you're not and try to copy others, because you will lose yourself and you will lose that ability to be candid in an approach. You'll lose your ability to be yourself within a conversation, and you'll not be able to communicate further from just your script that you have in your hand. And now, point number 4, you're not a lone wolf all the time. So understand, when you are in sales, you have a team that you're working with. If it's not a sales team and you're working with other teams within your organization, you still have a team. So speak to people, try to understand how to actually work with them and try to interact with them, try to understand how the product works, how you're trying to exactly help the customers. If it's different departments, learn how things are working for them in their roles as well. No, engage with people and interact with them within your organization. Once you have these communications going on within your teams, it really gives you more ideas and gives you more insights as to how you can actually help your customers, how you can engage with customers better, how you can prospect better, how you can also network better. So these are life skills that you will learn along the way, and you'll only learn them when you're working amongst your team and when you're working with your team collaboratively. Working with your team can be an integral part. You'll be able to learn from them. They can learn from you and your experiences by meeting customers face to face. And now for my personal favorite, point number 5, I break this down into 3 steps. You need to listen, learn, and leverage. When you're listening, you're actually taking in and you're understanding what your prospects are saying, what the market is saying, what your competitors are saying. You're literally listening to everything around you, and you're soaking everything around you like a sponge. You're soaking in all that information. This will come in handy when you need to go ahead and leverage it, and you need to actually go ahead to close a particular sale. And to make your listening process more effective, you need to learn to ask open-ended questions and get the answers that you really need. So you're also scouting for more information on LinkedIn, on any platform that you can search, or no, whether it be online, offline. Try to understand your prospects much better, and then go in for learning. Learn to understand how to actually solve problems for them, and use your product or service and see how you can actually product fit it with the problem that they're facing. And once you take those problems and you break down those problems and you actually analyze how your product or service and the features in your product or service and your services that you're really offering, how those outcomes and results will fit into their needs and merge to actually give them a solution. And that's when you can use leveraging to actually close your deals, by making sure that you've all the information that you've soaked in, and then all the information that you've learned about, and the problems that you've seen that you can solve. And then you take those things, you merge them both, and you can actually look to leverage that for your prospects and your customers, and to enhance that experience for them and go that extra mile to actually close that particular deal and then help them out long term. And for point number 6, use effective tools. You need to be able to track all the progress and all the leads that you do have and the funnel that you do have. You need to be able to use effective tools and strategies to actually market and to engage with people. You don't want to, if for example, if a prospect comes in with a particular requirement and they don't take you as a solution, but they're not looking for any solution for the time being for the next 2-3 months, you don't want to lose them out when they are in the market again for something that they're looking for. So you want to be able to automate certain things, as to maybe send them newsletters or send them emails from time to time. Make sure that you have a reminder to actually have a quick intro or a call with them again, to make sure that they remember you. So you want to ensure that you as a person are remembered by them, and when they do go into the market, they're able to come back to you. So always understand there should be a place and a database where you're able to keep everything streamlined, because these are the tools that you can effectively use to make sure that your pipeline is actually closing. When you do use certain tools, for example, Sales Navigator, and then you use some contact sourcing or contact scraping tool, you're often going to have a seamless integration and try to understand who's your ideal customer profile, who you're actually bringing into a particular CRM, how are you going to contact them. You're having all those processes in place, but effectively using these tools, you need to understand, you're not just downloading a whole bunch of data and just spamming people. So make sure that you're using these tools effectively, and to make sure that you're on track, try to see your progress and try to also understand what are the market trends, how are people responding to you, are they replying, like people from a particular region, are they responding to you, are they able to reply to you, are they able to say that this is something that we need here. If you see that, whether you're B2B or B2C, a lot of businesses and a lot of customers have a lot of differences, right? Businesses think that they know what's best for the customer. Customers think that that's not a feature that's required. So make these things aware to your product teams, and make these things aware to your teams that you're working with. But at the same time, really try to understand how you can leverage these tools to get the right amount of data, to use that as leverage for you to actually sell to them. And for point number 7, focus on emotions. Always look to sell the outcome and the results of your product, not just your product and service as a whole. Now, obviously, you have a lot of marketing material and you have a lot of things that say, we can do this, we can do that. And, start thinking about what your product and service can actually solve for them and sell that. Look to provide them solutions to their problem, and use emotions to actually pinpoint and make sure that they see what effectiveness that this product or service can do in their day to day. I want to emphasize that you should focus on selling your product's outcomes and the results that your products and services can bring rather than focusing on selling your product itself. Allow them to choose your product or service based on the problems you're solving, based on the needs you're meeting out, and based on your personal connection that you have with them, because your personal connection will be a deciding factor into them choosing your product or service. I hope you found this useful, guys. Do like, share, and subscribe and support this channel, and I'll be bringing you more content that is more engaging and helpful to you.